TranZit Remastered by Greenrun Productions is a scam. So in the past, I've made quite a few videos on the TranZit Remastered project by Greenrun Productions. I think out of every zombies YouTuber, I'm probably the creator that's made the most videos on their maps, and I do have some personal involvement with this situation, but essentially today, I want to raise awareness to a misleading and essentially a scam project. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to Illyrion, I think that's how you say the name. They made a video about 5 days ago saying TranZit Remastered situation is crazy. They did like the whole in-depth breakdown of everything. I'm going to be paraphrasing the key points they say in this video and just giving my personal insight on the situation. Alright, from the beginning. So I was just browsing around on the Black Ops 3 workshop, trying to find some maps for a video. This was about almost a month ago now, it's about 3.5 weeks, and I came across these maps which obviously I recognized immediately, but someone had uploaded the TranZit Remastered both Dark Ether and the standard like Bus Depot editions. Now obviously you don't need to be a brainiac to realize that this is just blatant piracy, so immediately that's why I was, I guess, annoyed at what I'd seen, but I'd like to clarify that I knew absolutely no context of the whole Greenrun Productions and Danny situation, who we'll get into a bit more later, but the main issue that I had personally with it, other than it being just blatant piracy, is seeing that in the Steam comments of this workshop page, they were advocating for the use of, I think originally it was Mr. Dalek JD's username to be able to get into the maps, but then I saw somebody use my name, so obviously if my name's coming up, I feel, you know, slightly a bit more involved, you know? So I went to Twitter, as most enraged people do nowadays, you know, in hindsight it was a mistake, kind of, but not really, because it was essentially the catalyst for what has become a great way to raise awareness to this whole bad situation. It all technically started with me, so in a way I feel proud for that, but I'll put the post on screen. It was basically just me saying, you know, this is scummy, uploading files for free without permission, and then using my name to get access to them, and other zombies creators, you know, it's a pretty scummy thing to do, and I think that specific point is perfectly fine, in my opinion anyway, because if this was in regard to literally any other creator, let's say Verco for example, then I think most people would agree, but unfortunately I wasn't aware of how, I suppose, manipulative and conniving this Danny person actually is. So you see where I say Danny seemingly had a rough last few months, blah blah blah, you know, there's no excuse to be ripping people's work just because someone isn't being vocal, at least I thought, but in reality I'm a bit of a fool, and I want to apologize because, yeah, if I had known the context more, I would never have added that second part. I would have specifically just gone off the concept of piracy and why I disagree with it, at least when it comes to, like, you know, paid access for work or whatever, or just re-uploading people's content without permission. But, you know, we're going to get into some slightly dark topics, I suppose, at least, well, that's if they are true, which I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and just assume that it is. But back in March, Danny was posting how they were needing help and were in a dark place at that time. I even saw this and gave a pretty lengthy response, just trying to like boost their mood and make them feel better, because if this was a genuine like actual tweet that they'd put out and they are really dealing with these things, you know, it's important, no matter the person, that you at least try to comfort them in that situation. You know, even other people like Mr. T-Lexify saw this and got to give respect to him for, you know, reaching out and trying to give him a place to talk. But in hindsight, it seems quite likely that this could be just fake. I'm not going to 100% say it is, but judging by the context of everything else in this video that I'm going to share with you, it seems kind of likely. Now, if we come on over to Patreon for Greenrun Productions, this is where you get early access to the TranZit map, or at least you're supposed to. As you can see here, we've got a bunch of different tiers for the Patreon subscriptions. The early access one is £15. You get Dark Ether map for £10, which I think is slightly overpriced anyway, but then we keep scrolling and it's kind of absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I can understand some of the cool niches like, oh, you get a PAP weapon, but for 60 quid? And then we go all the way to the end and we've got Easter egg tier for £500. You receive all recent tier content, design your own big Easter egg exactly how you want it, and they will make it, which is just a ridiculous price for something that people aren't even able to get access to. The last update was in April, with news of adding the tunnel, which I assume is the one between Bus Depot and the diner or something, and then the one before that was on April 1st, which, you know, ironic. Normal transit link, DM us, and then obviously you see on screen the amount of people who are asking for the DMs, still unable to get access to the maps. I mean, just look at the amount of people asking for the map after they paid for access. on Patreon to play TranZit early. Check the dates too. This is from 3 months ago. These ones are from 3 weeks, 2 weeks. So it's been going on for a while. To this day, I don't think he's actually sent them out to anybody. But if you need any more clarification that Green Run Productions is the same person as Danny, who made Water Park Zombies, then here's where we get into the slightly more juicy stuff, I guess. So obviously I made my Twitter post. Then Danny actually saw it and responded, saying, I've been sent this, I find it amusing how wrong they all are on their accusations, blah blah blah. It's not his project, he did help on the bus depot though. Doesn't affect him in any way, which, I mean, considering the responses and overreactions that he's had, I would strongly disagree with that statement. He was getting a lot of negative feedback in terms of the maps, but I think it's rightfully so. I mean, you can't just block out all criticism for the sake of it. That's how you improve as a creator of anything you're doing. But I mean, when you're literally waiting months and months and refusing to give people access to their maps, because apparently on Water Park Zombies, he did a very similar thing. And I mean, that map was in development for over 3, maybe 4 years, and people thought, oh, it's never going to come out. It actually came out last year. I did do a video on it, but it was kind of like a members only one because it was just a failed attempt of me just running around aimlessly because the map is extremely convoluted. Don't get me wrong, it's aesthetically gorgeous, but every door was extremely expensive, you know, blah blah blah. That's irrelevant anyway. But yeah, he says, keep trying to get at me, I have lost nothing. Keep crying, Mod Tools community. I don't see this hate for Verco, Zila, or anyone else. And you know, I understand the concept that some people aren't a fan of Patreon early access for custom zombies maps. In my opinion, I think it's okay as long as you do give regular updates and you make it clear that you're not just putting up a Patreon because you want some quick cash. It's to genuinely help fund and create a better experience for everybody to play. Like, I'll happily give money to creators if they're making an incredible experience because I'm sort of like the beta tester. I want to play it before you guys do because I want to make sure the experience that you get is as polished as possible. That's how I see it anyway. It's also why I keep a bunch of my failed attempts in, or me just running around aimlessly for ages when I play a map for the first time, because I think making it as authentic as possible is extremely important because it's the way that, you know, you guys can relate to it. When you play the map for the first time, you'll probably experience the same things, or you know, maybe you're not as stupid as me. But yeah, he ends it with use your brain with crown emoji. I'm really not one for drama. I don't like the concept of stirring up, you know, controversial discussions and stuff, but I just feel like it's important to really raise awareness to how bad this situation truly is. I don't necessarily feel to blame, but I have promoted these maps and recommended you guys purchase, you know, the Patreons and stuff, and I want to emphasize right now, please do not, because you won't get access to this map. If you do, it'll be months from now, or in some way of him like combating all the hate that he's getting currently, which he feels is undeserved. I mean, the guy literally hasn't tweeted anything since June 19th, and his last post was a retweet of Andrew Tate. So, you know, that's kind of all you really need to know about the guy. Green Run Productions, on the other hand, last post, April 13th, which, you know, I find very interesting. Wait a minute. I just scrolled down. It says this post is from an account that no longer exists. Did he delete his account? Oh, he literally... As I'm recording this video, he has deleted his account. I was just about to unfollow and stuff. That's interesting. I wonder if Green Run Productions still exists. No, it's gone. Wow, he really said no. He really... It happened right now. That's insane. I can't believe I caught that live on video. But yeah, in response to the tweet that he put out, basically claiming, you know, he's done nothing wrong, Shiversoft Dev, or the person who made the T7 patch, I want to give a massive shout out to you because you are a legend. And also thank you so much for, you know, helping organize the whole Zombies for Charity thing. If you're unaware of what that was, we basically raised about, I think it was $7,000 for Gamers Outreach. So what an incredible experience that was, you know, getting to meet like Wendigoon and just interacting with other COD Zombies creators. It was for a good cause, you know. It was amazing. But he quote retweeted with undenying proof that Danny is Green Run Productions. And the fact that they both just deleted their accounts pretty much like as soon as I made this video, which hasn't even gone up yet. It's kind of insane. Maybe he saw my comment here just saying thank you for shedding light on this to Illyrion and just saying like I was going to make a video regarding it because I think it's just important to. But yes, into the tweet. Sorry, my ADHD brain is just like, there's so much to unravel here. So he says, hey guys, here's undeniable proof that this guy is lying. When a fast file is built by the map creator, their PC ID is recorded as part of the file header. As you can see, both Waterpark and TranZit have the same identifier recorded. He has more proof, but he obviously, like, you know, it's something that he's going to get to. But if we look at the side by side, so this one is TranZit. You have very specific like hex code things that are tied to your account, and they are the exact same as this one, from Waterpark. So, I mean, it's literally like, but you can't get any harder evidence than that. And the fact that he was just like constantly saying that he wasn't behind Green Run Productions and then simultaneously deletes both accounts at the same time, just a little bit sus. But if you need any like clarification as to why he decided to make Green Run Productions and pretend to be a different person, this tweet sums it up here. Basically, he was under a lot of negative feedback anyway. He tried to clear his name, make a new alias, so that whatever he was making wouldn't start off with just constant negativity, but clearly he did a terrible job of hiding it. But yeah, it's just incredibly scummy. Waterpark was originally delayed because he kept making these like random IRL posts just saying like, oh, my girlfriend dumped me, you know, which I understand. That's obviously a horrible thing to go through. I'm not trying to make fun of the guy for it, because that's absolutely not the case. You know, no one should go through that kind of like trauma, I suppose. But the fact he never took down the page while he was away during these breaks is the problem, because people are still flooding so much money into them. I mean, if you have a look here, 151 paid members currently. Now, let's say on average, they're paying for the early access tier, £15, which is total, I believe, just over, we'll say around about £2,000, probably like $2,400, $500 per month for literally doing nothing. That's like a good chunk above minimum wage. Obviously, this is probably before tax, but come on, man. Like, that's just so scummy. The fact he's deleted his accounts, though, it makes me think that, you know, he's realized the mistake. I think it's important to say as well that it's not his content to begin with. You know, he doesn't own the rights to TranZit. So I suppose you could argue that he was never in the right to do this in the first place. But yeah, this entire situation is just incredibly scummy. And what I find very interesting is after I made my initial tweet, he actually came into my DMs, because we had spoke before, you know, obviously I've had access to Green Run Productions and Waterpark and stuff, but he was almost blaming me, even though I was literally like defending him almost in the first tweet because I was naive and stupid. Says, you've caused a lot of stir, man, lol. Shouldn't have probably uploaded that status, to be honest, especially considering I know the actual facts and who's behind it, and I know I'm not. Ironic, considering you've just deleted both accounts at the same time. But they all are 100% that it's me. Sad. But not what I really needed, to be honest, man. I mean, you can't push the blame onto me for this. This is not my fault. Just because I was the catalyst of exposing your scummy nature doesn't make me bad. And then I responded with, you know, a very logical response saying, well, I mean, I was merely shedding light on the fact an individual is re-uploading stolen paid content, because that was the original issue I had. Completely irrelevant of whoever made it. The opinions of other members of the zombies community are out of my control, which, you know, they are. The zombies community is very passionate. We all have opinions, sometimes a little bit too negative, but I think in situations like this, it's important to shed as much light on this kind of crap as possible. Unlike most, I keep an open mind and like to hear all sides of debates before making a judgment, so I'm purely impartial to whatever you're referring to, which is 100% true. I mean, I was willing to hear out the concept of maybe Danny's innocent, and then I saw all the context and I was like, nope, definitely not. So yeah, it's just kind of sad, to be honest. Because I was advocating for these maps back in the day, and well, I'm going to go into the old videos and just delete the Patreon links so that people don't come to this page and accidentally, you know, well, actually, let's do it. Let's do a test. Refresh, Green Run Productions. Yes, I am 18 years or older. Oh, interesting. So this page is actually still up. Also, I just randomly changed to dollars as well instead of pounds. So he hasn't deleted his potential for earning money, but he's deleted his Twitters. Almost like he wants to just do this without saying, or without any fear of consequence. I mean, if I search Green Run Productions, I don't think his account even exists anymore. I can't find it. So he must have deleted his YouTube channel. But if you want to support a TranZit remake, I highly suggest checking out either Compt2, who is currently working on a faithful one-to-one remake, basically just Black Ops 2 TranZit, but in Black Ops 3. So if you're wanting like an original experience, check that guy out. Not going to be out for a long time, of course, but he's developing it. We've got Verco, of course, making Return to TranZit, which is like a reimagining of the map, which is going to be set at the same time as the Moon Easter egg, I believe, which is already awesome because if you don't know, so is Nuketown Zombies, one of my favorite maps. And that map just has so much creativity. I want to give a shout out and respect to Verco, and also to apologize because if we come over to his video, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I made this post a while back, 6 months ago, because he hadn't made any update. I was saying like, you know, as awesome as it looks, it'd be nice to give an update on your social media, and he did, thankfully. But then we've also got Dobby, who is currently working on Die Rise Remastered with Zila, and after they have finished that completely, they're going to be making TranZit Remastered with this cool, like, designed on the original concept art leaked before Black Ops 2 actually released. So it's going to be really cool to see what happens with all this. But yeah, I can't believe that happened live. That's insane. He just deleted the accounts. Oh wait, yep, here's underlying proof. If we go over to the About section, yep, they have deleted their YouTube account now. But yes, of course, they're still keeping this up so they can still earn money from the 151 paid members. And to not even give an update, like, to just disappear like this is the height of bad manners. You could at least take accountability for what you've done. Make a post just saying like, I should have been more vocal, I know I've made mistakes, I've been misleading, I should have said that I was also part of Green Run Productions because, you know, he made Water Park before and was denying that he was the other person. But yeah, to just blatantly disappear like this, I think it pretty much proves that they were a very scummy individual, and it's sad because I almost feel like I've been manipulated by them. They sort of guilt-tripped me and made it seem like it was my fault almost that they got so much backlash, when in reality, no, it is not. You caused all this, and I hope that you can move forward in life, you know, using this as an experience to hopefully better yourself. But yeah, this isn't the kind of content I would ever normally put on my main channel. I just want to make sure as many people see this as possible to raise awareness to just how bad of a situation this was. And I'm sorry if you paid for any of this stuff because yeah, the maps are canned now, seemingly anyway. I mean, unless he just decides to keep his Patreon up and he's actually going to keep updating. We'll see. Who knows what the future holds. But yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed, I guess. I mean, can I really say that? It's not really one of those videos, but thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Check out this video on screen. YouTube says you might like it. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.